week we watched After Earth.
After Earth, Jaden Smith's movie vehicle, didn't work out for him because this movie blew ass. This movie really sucks.
Really bad. Let's just say that probably 70% of it was only Jaden acting.
I would say more than 70%.
Essentially, it just gets to the point, like, this movie was too big for Jaden.
Jaden Smith became the main character because of circumstance and was basically just like talking, like Skyping Will Smith, who was stationary throughout the entire movie. So it was like on his back instead of Will Smith, this charismatic actor who's been doing it for 25 years. Let's have Jaden Smith carry this movie.
Like, his first movie was The Karate Kid before
this 13-year-old kid who is like crying and like whining half of the movie, and like the way he's okay. Anyways, let's start from the beginning here.
This starts out in the future, 1,000 years.
1,000 years in the future. Humanity is forced to leave the Earth because we ruined it. We
are colonizing another planet.
They're colonizing another planet, and
with like a super strong army.
Right. Well, the Ranger Corps. It's not the army.
The Ranger Corps.
It's the Ranger Corps, actually. Don't be ridiculous. But I guess, okay, this is the part that blew my fucking mind, because I did not understand this at all. An alien race sent these creatures called Ursas. They're like giant, like, muscular gerbil lizard.
They kind of
wolf
remind
creature?
me of
like
a scorpion somehow.
Yeah, like a scorpion gerbil wolf. An enormous, like...
Just ambiguous
feature. Yeah,
feature.
like 10 feet tall scorpion gerbil wolf.
But they feed off of fear.
So like their big thing is that they can sense your fear. So I guess there was a war between the Ursas and the humans that was not going well until Will Smith's character Cypher Rage?
Yeah.
Cypher Rage. I don't know, he figured out somehow how to suppress his fear, and...
So it wasn't releasing, like the chemical of
right,
fear or whatever?
Through a process called ghosting.
Ghosting.
And he was able to use his two-sided spear sword to kill... First, why don't we have guns? This is 1,000 years... Fuck guns! Like, why don't they have laser weapons? Or, like, mind bull... I don't know,
but
like...
everyone's using, like, this, like, transforming... spear.
It's like
you have like the handle in the middle,
right?
And that's always the same, but it's like a Swiss Army knife of swords.
Yeah, they said there's like 24 different configurations.
And they just come out both sides.
It's basically Darth Maul's lightsaber from Star Wars Episode 1. Please.
But
this
anyway,
is stupid as fuck. Well, we're getting into some minutia right now, but so Cypher Rage is a Cypher Rage. Will Smith, I'm not calling him that. Will Smith is like a super famous general. He's like a hero of humanity. And his son, Jaden Smith, who's, what's his name? Jatai? Or
yeah, it's like
Katai Rage, is a recruit at the academy or whatever, and is told that he can't control his fear enough, so that he was not elected to go into Ranger training, and he has to break this to his dad.
So he has to like repeat the year in the level that he's at.
So Jaden Smith tells his dad at dinner when they're like eating dinner or whatever, and Will Smith fucking loses it on him. He is such an asshole in that scene.
He is, and it drives me crazy because they have like this very like military relationship.
Yeah, it's like
Jaden is always calling him like sir, like yes sir, no sir, and stuff. And I'm like, that's not how a family's supposed to be.
It's like, bro, you can let your hair down at home. You know,
you
don't have to be a
like,
military
Will
dictator.
should have given him a hug and been like, it's gonna be okay, little man.
Whatever, bro. No, that's not what happens. He's like super shitty to him, and then the wife is like, oh, it's blah blah blah, he misses you and you need to be around more, asshole, or whatever. And Will Smith's like, that's okay, I'm retiring anyways, but first I need to transport this. I need to go on one last mission, blah blah blah. And she's like, you need to take your son with you. And so he does. There we go. That was like the longest way ever to get through the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the movie or whatever. But so they're on this mission to transport an Ursa that's in this like weird pod thing to a planet where they're using the Ursa for training. They get into an asteroid field.
And they like lose total control.
They lose control. They get hit by an asteroid or something and crash land on the nearest planet, which is
happens to be Earth.
You ruined the reveal. I was gonna say dun, 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 and then Earth. Okay, but
okay, so they crash land.
The whole ship is like split in half.
Yeah, it's
the front part
totally destroyed. No hope of recovery at all.
It's intimated that there's a lot of people on this ship, and somehow
they all died.
Jade are the only one that survived. They were in the front of the ship. I guess like the back of the ship, containing the Ursa pod, broke off and fell 100 kilometers from where the front of the ship landed.
100 kilometers.
Right.
So,
but
they're the only two to live, but Will Smith is
all fucked
very injured.
His
he
leg
has,
is
broken legs and
which
stuff.
is, like, ruptured his artery, right?
Yeah, like he's really messed up.
So he takes this drug or whatever that's,
he's,
fucking him up. Yeah.
all kind of, drugged up this whole time. And he's like, Jaden, you have to, save us.
There's he's like, there's a beacon that's in the back of the ship that you can set up to get us help or whatever. But
it has to be way up high.
Yeah, it's in the back of the ship, which is 100 kilometers away. I can't do it because my leg is about to fall off. The only thing holding it together is 3 pieces of skin, and and you need to go do this. So well, no, he didn't say that because he doesn't tell him that the Ursa is loose.
Okay, this was my biggest issue about this movie, is that it takes place in the future.
Oh, it's what about
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna get to everything.
Oh shit.
Okay, so it's in the future, but they don't use different language or different words.
Oh my god.
But they do have a future accent.
How did we not mention this before? How did we forget this?
Was so unsettling to me watching this movie. This future accent. It's so indistinct, and they cared enough that somebody came up with this accent and taught it to all of the actors. And
this was the biggest obstacle.
It was just totally lost on me.
It was the biggest obstacle to enjoying the movie because you couldn't really understand what they were saying for a while. You had to get used to it was a weird pigeon, sort of almost like a patois kind of language. There was I don't know. They dropped vowel sounds or something. It was weird. It sounded
so weird.
It was a mixture between Creole and some weird Northern American accent. It was really strange. It was hard to play, and then they would completely drop it at some points too, and just talk normally. So they had this weird pronounced accent during some scenes, and then talk normally in others. It was really hard to put your finger on too. It was such a weird accent.
It was so weird. But if you're gonna make the effort
to
develop a full accent, why would you not change the script to make it seem a little futuristic? They use all the same words that we're using now, except for when they were in the spacecraft. They just said a bunch of big words. They were just space, science, math.
Oh my god!
And Roger that.
We could not get over that when they were going through the asteroid field. The lines that these pilots deliver are bizarre. They're just mathy, science, math. That's basically all they're saying. Just bullshit that doesn't make any sense. The vector of this transitional.
It was dumb.
The diameter of this asteroid, whatever. It was so stupid. So dumb. This movie is so dumb. The planet is not hospitable for humans anymore. You can't breathe the air.
And
so
he has to carry on these little pills or whatever that
they're wafer. They're weird orange oxygen wafers.
This is the future. You think they would have done it better?
No,
but no. They're these
break,
things this big. They can break, and so he needs to take X amount of them every however many hours. But they're so big, and he has an entire pack this big dedicated to carrying them.
He was
and
he only had
takes up so much valuable space.
He only had 8 of them or so, 6 or 8 of them or whatever, and that was supposed to be plenty for him to get there and get back. However, some of them were damaged, so he only had 5 or I don't know, whatever he had.
It's been 1,000 years, and all this crazy evolution has happened in 1,000 years. Apparently everything on Earth has evolved to kill humans.
Will Smith literally says that everything on you must be careful, son. Everything on this planet has evolved to kill humans.
Yeah.
Nope, no it hasn't. What about we were talking about this when we watched the movie, pretty sure that flamingos didn't evolve to kill humans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever creature you want. Howler monkeys are not our predator, Let's back it up. okay. First of all, he runs into these like super baboons and shit that are like vaguely look like regular baboons, but I think they're much larger than their real life counterparts. 1,000 years of evolution will do that, obviously. Then there are like these hyenas that he gets pestered by.
So at like one point he's like kind of dying because it's like getting cold and like
every night
yeah, every night it gets super cold,
right.
And like
it's like the day after tomorrow where it's like there's like a sheet of ice that covers the entire world that like you can see advancing, and he gets like frozen up.
Yeah, and so like Will Smith is just like has his fingers crossed that he's gonna wake up in the morning and take his like oxygen wafer or whatever. Because this whole time, like Will Smith is sitting in their crash ship, like
we didn't make that clear.
Like, and he's all messed up and stuff, and he's all drugged up and like ooh.
But they're Skyping with each other.
Yeah, and he's like trying to coach him from like the wrecked ship, being like, son, this is what you need to do. Keep your chin up, and then at one point he's like, you need to turn back and stuff, but Jaden's like, no dad, I'm gonna prove to you that I'm a man.
I'm my own man, son. Anyway, how the fuck does this movie end? I don't even remember.
I don't know, but hold on, at one point he jumps off a waterfall and like his suit just turns into like a flying squirrel, you know how they have like that skin? I'm sorry.
Just scratch anything, that's fine. He's got this super like adaptive camouflage suit on.
Like it changes colors and
he gets to that huge like ledge shelf that doesn't exist in real life anywhere on Earth.
Yeah.
And
would not exist 1,000 years
from
now.
So that fucking there was a wrench in his thing, you know, like he's gotta climb down this. That's gonna take 3 breath cookies. He can't afford that. He's only got 1.5 left. So he's gotta the only way to do it would be to like base jump flying squirrel suit fly down there. That's what he does. He's never done it before.
No.
I'm pretty sure he didn't even know the suit was able to do that.
I know, it seems like it's just like happenstance.
And he executed it perfectly.
And he could like navigate
with
it and stuff.
He was like more agile than birds.
So anyway, he finally gets to his destination.
Yeah.
And he like fights the Ursa.
The Ursa.
With his crazy like double-sided sword.
His katana Darth Maul sword.
I don't even know, is there like a resolve in
I don't know if there was a resolve. I literally don't remember the end of the movie. Like, this is so anticlimactic, our story.
I know.
We were so detailed up to the end. I literally don't remember it. Because this movie's so dumb.
So here's like a couple of other points about it, is that there's so many like lulls in it, but there's not even any music. Like, it could really be brightened up by like a nice score.
There is no score in this movie, is there? So essentially, there's only 2 actors in this movie, really, for the entire runtime. Will Smith, who is, like I said, a really, charismatic person. Like, he could be really good in this role, except that he's supposed to be this like guy that's gotten rid of his emotions and like his fear or whatever. So he's really flat and monotone throughout the movie. Really boring too. And then Jaden's sort of this wild card little kid. But what Will Smith wants him to do is also get rid of his emotions and be like no fear or whatever. So it's making him more boring as the movie goes along. So it's just 2 characters that you don't care about that are really boring. But another thing that was like I wanted to touch on was so it's the future and everything's futuristic. We should say, in all fairness, this movie does look really good. It looks good.
It looks good.
It was shot well. But there was like weird futuristic things that I didn't understand. Like, it seemed like their ship was made out of like weird linen cloth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was
like white, like flappy linen.
It was.
How much was the budget too? It was so much.
The budget was like $130
It was
million
crazy.
Or
it was insane how much they spent on this movie, and
it looked good. They made a profit though.
Did they?
I looked and they made like a huge.
I could see that just on
Star Power alone.
Exactly. But imagine if they gave that to a good director.
I know.
Anyways, let's wrap this up. We went really long on this one. Would you recommend somebody watching this movie?
No. It was just boring.
Even bad
flat.
movie people?
Yeah, it was just like so flat, no entertainment value, and I don't even feel like it was bad enough to make fun of.
No.
You're just kind of watching and you're like, this just isn't a good movie.
We had some decent like moments where we're just like, what in the fuck? we were crying laughing when the 2 pilots were talking to Will Smith. We were like, this is such bullshit. Like this dialogue makes no sense. But yeah, overall it's very boring.
Yeah.
I'd say pass on this one unless you're a completionist and have to get it. It's not worth it if you're just a casual movie watch. It's terrible.
Not good.
Give it a pass. Clickety clack. Let's go.